What's going on, people? Good morning. Yep, still on the West Coast, best coast. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. Hope everybody's doing well. This Tuesday. That was a fun finest stream over there, huh? Release day on a Tuesday is kind of weird, but it was really awesome looking cards. Like finest looks great. A lot of color came out of that stuff. So that was really cool to see. What up, Mas? Had to go to the coffee stand there, Folsom. So I got to miss Lane. I got to miss Lane popping in and saying hi to everybody. So that was sad, but all good. Hey, what's up, Frehley? Thanks for closing your stack, buddy. I will get that out just in case you forgot. Frehley, here's your stuff. You had, from a while back when I was putting the numbers on before I did pre-bids, this really cool Spectra Ryan Mountcastle chunky patch. You had a couple of Bo Nix rookies. You had the Mountcastle rookie select white jersey, and then the Dean Kramer auto. So definitely had some good stuff there. And I'll put it back here so that way I know it shipped out. Shipped out 12 packages today. People were closing their stacks, so I appreciate that. I did hit up about 14 or 15 people that had stacks sitting here for quite a while, which is fine. But sometimes people forget. Maybe they stepped away from collecting for a little while. But I still have your stuff here. So I wanted to make sure to hit those people up and remind them. This was a little bit different. I mean, with that release day on Tuesday for Finest, for Ben this morning, and then coming back here in a little while, and then Brandon tonight. So, but yeah, those Finest cards were really cool. A lot of color came out, a lot of bonus autos, it seemed, came out of that. And we had a super this morning, Super Fractor Brooks Lee 101 came out this morning. So that was really cool. And then Finest Basketball is Thursday. And then NBL Topps Chrome is supposed to be Friday, but Ben hasn't heard anything. My LCS hasn't heard anything. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to NBL. It should have the first cards of Elijah Pepper in there. So I'm really interested to get my hands on some of those. So what up, Jeremy? Boom, boom. Kosh, how you guys doing? So this was a little bit, Adam, what's up? A little bit different stream, right? Like tomorrow we'll have our normal 3 to 5 Pacific time auction stream or selling stream. I'm going to be loading up the shop today. So if you go in, because like right now, if you go out and you go into the live stream tab, and you'll see that I already have shows set up for Wednesday and Friday. If you click on Wednesday's show later today, like if you come back and check it this evening, I imagine there'll be 50 items or so up for pre-bid. So get some pre-bids in on those. A lot of people have been pre-bidding the last couple of weeks. Those have been really nice. Papa Wheels, what up? So anyway, this is a PSA submission reveal. So I had about 40 cards I submitted, and a group of us that have known each other for years. Because when I started doing this on YouTube in 2016, a lot of us got to know each other really well. And Palm Beach Alex, now some of those guys I brought over to Midwest Box Breaks, do submissions with Alex. And I had about 40 cards I sent him, and the original thought was I was going to send him those cards. They were going to come back, and I was going to take them to the National and sell them there. But the submission wasn't expected to come through until the middle of August. Actually, August 17th, which is my birthday this weekend. But they came back a little bit earlier, and unfortunately after the National. So it's not a blind reveal. I mean, the people that you watch on YouTube, are they really blind reveals anyways? Because, you know, PSA sends you the grades and all that stuff, and I guess you can totally be wide revealed. I just don't know how often those are truly blind for people. I just keep it real, right? And you know, let you know that I know what the grades are, but I haven't seen the cards, so that's different, right? So I know the grades, haven't seen the cards yet, so that's kind of the blind part. I just seen them on pictures, but I haven't seen them in hand. So let's check this out. Like I said, there's about 40 cards. I can't remember, 40, 43, something like that. So all these are mine. Most of them are berries and PC stuff. I am a Barry Sanders super collector. We're over 2,000 different berries, and then probably another couple thousand duplicates. So I wanted to maybe get some, because I don't PC or I don't grade my PC stuff, and I only get graded stuff so I can turn around and sell it and buy PC stuff. Um, so I didn't have any thoughts of keeping these. I thought maybe I would grade them, sell those, and then buy the raw card again. And then my friend Mikey Dots, said that it might be too tough to rebuy some of those rare berries over again raw. So those I might keep. I'm still on the fence about it. So anyway, what up, Mick? And then you're gonna see other cards in here. About half of the submission, I think, is berries. Half of them are other cards. Either that I just thought were cool, or I got with people in mind to move them to. But and not all the grades are 10s, right? I'm not going to be that guy be like, oh yeah, I grade for a long time. No, I suck at this. Right? That's a way to start the show for PSA grade reveal. Yeah, I suck at this. But it's fun and it helps me get better on submissions. So, and there's no vintage in this one. My next vintage submission, right? I'll show you guys that after I'm done with this. But my next submission is going to be vintage through SGC, and I'll show you what I'm going to think about doing in that. I put it up in our Discord group. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Pop on over here, came to MidwestBoxBreaks.net. You can see everybody else hanging out and chatting, but I don't think you can see anybody else if you're on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter. All right. This is PC, right? Because it's Lakers. This is Magic Johnson rookie card. It's not the big one with Bird and Dr. J, but it is a Magic Johnson rookie. So that's kind of cool. This is again, this is one that I may move and buy again raw just because I don't grade. I don't really have PC graded stuff. So you see John Long. There's the Magic rookie. And then there were the tri-cards. And then they came back later, LeBron's rookie year, and also did some tri-cards. I think it was Matrix. So, and then that's in an 8, right? So you're going to see a couple of the berries come back in less than 8s, but I think everything else is 8 and above. So that's that one. Let's put that to the side. Juju, I got a couple of Jujus graded, the pink first Bowman Chromes, and I got them great. Now let me see. I got them graded, and I was kind of confused with the grades, but both of them came back 8s, which is not what you would like to see. But whatever. I'm again not very good at this. Still really new to the grading part, but it's okay. A lot of people will get upset and pissed, and I'm like, whatever. This is the rookie of the year this year. So Citron, I don't know, Kiki or Yafin, but Paige is going to be the one. Actually, this is the throwback Paige, and this came back in a 10. So that's pretty sweet. I've collected WNBA cards for years and years. So Getting some that come back a 10 and highly touted rookie is pretty neat. So there's Page Buckets. Okay, so this should be a Page First Sapphire. Oh, nice. There should be a Caitlin in here somewhere. But yeah, that's awesome. Just in the pink ice. So this is Page's first Sapphire, right? And that's a 10. So really cool. And so, because I do the sports card club at our middle school, right? Every Tuesday, kids will come in and get cards. And so then we started having some of the girls basketball players recently been asking for women's cards. And I've had a ton here. So I brought in a lot of women's cards and I gave out some Caitlin Clark cards. And then I last year, and then I gave out probably about not the sapphire ones, but I think I had the regular Bowman Chrome first. I think I gave like 10 of those out to the girls team last year. Here's Caitlin. This is the only Caitlin that's in this submission. This is the Prism Draft. This is the short print, the cracked ice insert. So that one's pretty nice. And I do like, I guess, when you get them in case, the refractors kind of pop more than the top loaders do for me. So I guess that part's kind of cool. So this is the new recruits, the cracked ice, Caitlin Clark. And that's a 10. So nice there. And hopefully she comes back healthy. I know she's missed, like 10 games now in a row. But hopefully she comes back and they can mesh for in Hawkeye gear. There you go, Mike and Jay, for that playoff push. This is a couple of these cards I threw in here because I haven't showed them on stream before. So it might not have been part of the submission, but I think I threw 3 cards in here that I had from a previous submission that I didn't get to show. So this is the local legend, right? Coop. Family's just down the road. So we've had his dad come in and talk to, our team before. And so local family. And that got a 10. Probably need to change out that bag too. Alex does a great job for us, right? Like, he'll look over the card, and then there's a couple of cards in here that he sent back because for berries, he's like, I don't think this is going to grade very well at all, dude. Well, a couple of them didn't grade very well at all anyways, but these 2 in specific, he's like, you should probably take that back. But anyway, and then he puts these bags on them, right? So that's kind of cool little touch that he does. And, Alex likes to touch people, so that's good. This is the Optic Anthony Richardson. Hopefully he turns it around. I think 47% passing is not the best. So hopefully he can turn it around. This is the Hollow, and that was a 10. And then I had another Anthony Richardson. This came from our local card shop break. So did that Hollow. We do break nights at our local card shop every month. This is the last Saturday of the month. Go to northtowncardvault.com, right? And we have 3 breaks that are on there. I just add them with your stuff here that you guys have stacks here. But we have 2 baseball mixers, and we have a full case of Topps Finest Basketball random divisions. So I'm the breaker for that shop, and we'll be doing the live break, and we put it on Instagram. So we'll have that live break through northtowncardvault.com on August 23rd. So this is the purple auto from Clearly Don Russ, and that got a 10. AR, and that's numbered to 175. So any Colts fans, those 2 might become available this year, depending on how it plays. Jaden Daniels. These. I think there's two Jaden Daniels in here, and this one's like, oh, it's kind of sad. Not upset, but bummed because if they're tens, then they come back fire. Especially this one since it's the silver, right? And the silver I thought was going to be great, and it came back a 9. So nines are fine, but you know that if you push a 10 on this card, it's probably over 1,000. If you push a 9 on this card, it's probably a couple hundred. So that was kind of the bummed out kind of part, but still really really cool looking card. If you can't spend $1,000 to grab the 10, you can spend a couple $100 and grab my 9. And then this one, the Jaden Daniels, this is the green. And then the green of Jaden also got a 9. So this I just sent in here. I thought it was going to get like a 6, 7. But this is the supplemental. Everybody talks about the one that I put up for auctions quite a bit because I have a lot of those. That's the black and white vertical this way or horizontal this way. This is the vertical from the supplemental set. So it's also him with the 2 sport card. And this one got an 8. So I'm not too upset with that. You can see right up there already. There's a corner right there. One thing you have to watch with Alex, Palm Beach Sports Cars, and you guys know he just joined our Discord this morning. And then that corner right there is that Alex will sometimes lick your cards. And that's probably like a tongue imprint on there, I'm guessing. So you just have to be careful. Other than that, it's great. But they do come back with some tongue impressions. This is Pat Tillman. Anytime I get Pat Tillman rare cards, rookie cards, things like that, because he doesn't have a ton of rookie cards, but obviously with him, retiring from the NFL and go serving our country, and me growing up on the biggest military base or Marine Corps base in the United States, when I was a kid, I definitely look for his stuff at times at shows when I remember. This is the Upper Deck MVP rookie. And that's a 9. So not too bad. Not too bad. Then you're trying to spell Camp Lejeune. But talking about 29 Palms, Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center. Saquon. Got a couple Saquons in here. This is the Optic. Oh, Lejeune. Oh, okay. This is the Bronze Optic. Is that North Carolina, Miller? So the Bronze Optic 2018. I was like, oh no. Oh, okay. And then this is a 10. So this is a decent value card, I believe. So that was kind of cool to get that in a 10, even though he doesn't play for the Giants anymore. True Saquon collectors would want that card, kind of like me with Stafford, super collector of Stafford. So I do the Lions and the Rams cards. Travis Hunter, obviously, I got this one hoping that it was going to do well for the start of the football season, right? And this is his first Bowman Chrome X-Fractor. I didn't know how well he was going to adjust to playing both positions. But in the first preseason game, they played him about even snaps on both sides of the ball. So that was pretty neat to see. And this is in a 10. So the Bowman Chrome X-Fractor first Chrome of Travis Hunter. So that was pretty sweet to get. and perfect timing, right, for the season starting. We have, I think there's one or two more Saquons. This is just the regular 2018 select. I had a few of them, but I wanted to see kind of like how this one would do before I threw the other ones into a submission. And this one got a 10. So again, probably not a big value card, probably $100 in a 10, $120, I'm guessing, but still cool. More than the price of a submission, and this was, if people remember, I did a full case break of 2018 select football when it first came out, release day, back when I was getting tons of product through my distributors. And we did a full case break of 2018 select, random team break, and not all the spots filled. This is before a lot of people even got back into the hobby. I was never gone. And it was a full case random team break for $50 a spot. Imagine that. $50 random team 2018 select full case break. $50 a spot. And not fill. I think I took 4 teams, or I had to eat in-house 4 teams. So thankfully I had some good ones. Saquon, this is still trying to pay that off, right? Yeah. 2018 Don Russ. This is just the rated rookie of Saquon. I do have a lot of Saquon stuff though. And this was in a 10. So pretty cool. I got 3 Saquon rookies and they all came back 10s. Was happy about that. Bo Nix. This is the green mosaic rookie. We'll see how he does his second year. People were so hyped on Jaden, but this guy was not far off, right? So he had a good year, and see if he can continue with that. And that got a 10. And then fingernail polish. Let's see. Fingernail polish, now that I look closer, right? It's always like after the fact because hindsight is 2020, they say, right? That whole edge. Look at that. Just looks. And again, it could be from Alex licking the card to see if he can taste the fingernail polish. But that's freaking rough. Like, this is how bad I am at checking my PSA submissions, right? I'm like, oh, that looks cool on the front, and not checking like every little edge because that got an 8. But if you look at this card just like this, like, oh, that looks sweet. It looks cool, even though he wears fingernail polish, and, not judging, but, hopefully the lines destroy this man. So anyway, that's definitely going to be moved, and maybe Ninja will buy it for, $1 starting bid. Oh yeah. The Bill Ripken, 1989. Over the last month or so, you guys have seen me throw up some of the black boxes. I've even sold a couple of the black box graded ones from SGC. This is not... whatever. This is not the black box, right? So that's cool. And that got an 8. So pretty good. I think 10s do over 1,000. But, an 8 is still cool of this card. So. And then the rest of these cards are all berries, right? Again, berry super collector. And then I didn't even go through my doubles. I should probably go through the berry duplicates and try to find like refractors and stuff. So that was my plan with this. Let me move these aside. My plan with this submission again was to grade them, sell them, and then buy the raw card again of it. because I don't have PC cards that are graded typically unless they've been gifts, or I find them for very good deals. See the cards that Alex said not to grade. Oh yeah, I'll talk about that one in a second. So this one is a big card. It's massive. You know what else is massive? So the exclamation points are super, super hard to get. But as you can see right here, some of that gold is not gold. And it's common for these cards. But if you look up the extra exclamation point cards, they're pretty big cards raw. So Alex said, nah, I probably shouldn't do that one. Okay. And then Alex said, you probably shouldn't do this refractor one. He said that he saw some scratches and stuff in it. And again, it's PC cards. So for me, I don't care, right? Because the card just looks sweet to me. I'm like, oh, I don't care that there's little tiny scratches in there. Yeah, I could care less. Now, if I find a better one for a good deal, then okay, maybe I'll upgrade it. But anyway, those two he said don't grade. And then this is a very, very tough card. Usually on these, they would put like class 1, class 2, class 3, that kind of thing. This is 29 out of 100. And it's the red label, which if you look on PSA's database, you can't find it. And then I did some more researching, and there's quite a few errors like this where they don't have that on the back. But I said, well, let's send it in anyways and give them a description of what was going on. And they still said, do not holder, no specific info, which is not true because I gave them specific info. But maybe when they researched it, their researchers were not as good and thorough as what I was. So this is a very, very rare card. I was just trying to get it holdered, but it's all good. It is the red label, and it is 29 out of 100. So we gave it a shot. And then these are all berry graded. This is one of the upcharge ones. I've never been upcharged for a card before. I got upcharged twice. Yeah, that's a good point too. I thought about that. Yeah, I thought about sending it to SGC. And remember too, with my Tom Brady, you guys might have seen the live video when I pack pulled the Tom Brady, and PSA said don't grade it. Evidence of trimming, and I was like, well, here's the live video, but I sent it to SGC and it got a 9. So whatever. No, they didn't even say it was fake. It's just on these you typically see class 1, class 2, class 3, and this one was not. But if you go look, there's some, I mean, you have to do a lot of researching, but there's some other ones that are like that from that time. And there's even like a blowout forum talking about it. So this one was upcharged. I had 2 upcharge cards. This one was upcharged from $20 to $60. So it's number 13 of 100. Title Quest from Black Diamond. Yeah, man. So Black Diamond Title Quest numbered out of 100. And that got an 8. And to be an 8 and still get upcharged to $60 tells you that how rare and tough this card is. Even though it's like, oh, well, it's out of 100. Well, yes, but to be in an 8 out of 100 from 97 with the die cut like that is probably tough. Should just put these right back on that side. Okay. And then you're going to see a lot of refractors, right? So a lot of refractors. This is the interstate refractors. And again, like most of them, I did my refractors and a couple of the tougher inserts to get. So just because I love the way that the refractors would pop in this, right? So they had the regular one, but this is the interstate one where you have the map in the back, and on here you have the license plate. So there's that one, and that one got an 8. And again, PC card. So what I'll try to do is I'll sell this one and then buy this card raw again, unless I have this card in my duplicate box, which very well could be. But if not, then I'll sell this card and then buy it raw again. And then this is the Mystery Finest. You got Sanders, Bettis, Eddie George, Emmitt Smith. So it's another refractor. And hopefully that shine picks up. I think it does because I'm checking it on the laptop as well. Oh, yeah, the refractor one. Nice, McMo. So maybe I can buy it raw from you and then sell this one. Oh, it's right. And then that one got an 8. So is the shine and yeah, me too. Like, I started collecting in 1985 and didn't really ever stop, just kind of slowed down. I don't check pop reports on anything, dude. Like, I'm not a pop report guy. I'm not a comp guy. I'm not a color match. Some of you guys came in just to hear me say that. But yeah, that's not, like, I'm definitely not that type of guy. Not that it's wrong, but I'm just not him. But I might on these, right? I mean, just to see. Anyway. Or you guys can do it for me because you're my friends. This one is the season's best refractor. Less than 10 total graded. Oh, nice. That's cool. Out of the 100, right? Well, 10 graded total or like 10 PSA? Because my son told me that the other day. He's like, yeah, I wonder how many of those are graded through PSA. And I was like, well, there's other grading companies. Got it. So the refractor power speed, there you go. Hopefully that shine comes up, right? I don't want it to look like the regular one. Okay. And then that one also got an 8. It's extremely, extremely tough to get 10s on these. Got you. Thank you. It's extremely tough to get 90s refractors in 10s. If you do, it's usually a few $1,000s. So I'm definitely okay with 8s and 9s. Definitely okay with 8s and 9s. Some 8s still bring in hundreds of dollars. What up, Egg? We need to get you over here to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, my brother. This refractor is from 99. And I leave the coating on them. But I was hopeful. There's a gold refractor too, and I don't have the gold refractor, but this is still a really nice card. And another 8. We got YouTube Hall of Famer and and legend in here, come off an egg. Been a friend for a lot of years. This refractor is numbered out of 2105. Right? That's, the record. Or was. Eric Dickerson at 2,105, and Barry was right there at 2,053. Now it's a little bit different, right? Because you've had other people. But still really cool. And this one got a 7 on the prominent figures refractor with coating. It's weird that they say like with coating. Well, I guess that one did too. I thought one of them didn't. Never mind. My fault. Okay. Because some people do peel them off and grade them that way, but just didn't. And some, like the rare ones, it was a couple years where they short printed ones without coating on them. because I had a Hines Ward rookie, I believe, like that. This is the refractor of the Eyes of the Game. You see that eyes, that vision is unreal. Nobody has topped that vision. And that got a 9. I don't know if that refractor shows up as well as the others just because it's part acetate. But still really cool. Another refractor here. This is the all etch. This one really shows up. Anytime you have the colors on Topps Chrome, like those really show up with the shine. And that one got a 9. So very cool there. 1999 Topps Chrome all etch refractor. Taking my time, but again, this is the first time that I've held these cards in my hand. I knew what the grades were. Some of them I forgot, but this is the first time I'm actually like holding them, so I'm taking my time. Sorry, not sorry. Season's Best refractor. So Season's Best refractor. And that got a 9. So you can see, like I said, right? Refractor, 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 refractor. Right? I really went after a lot of my, for my first PC graded submission, I really went after a lot of refractor stuff. And again, if you're just popping in here, the goal is to sell graded ones and then rebuy the raw ones to put back into my collection, and then use the profit from that to buy more berry cards. Another die cut one. This is the refractor die cut. Golly, I can't remember what this one was, but I'm assuming anytime I get die cuts that they're going to be super low. I know that there's even like a 5 and a 6 in here, I think. So, but anytime you get die cut, it's going to be tough. But that is really, really cool looking though, right? Like you see the shine. I think it's cool. And that got an 8. So really not too bad for that Bowman Best Cuts refractor. Happy with that. This is the black refractor. So there's the regular, then there's a refractor, then there's a black refractor. And yeah, this is the black refractor, which I don't know about a price premium because I don't really check prices, but I know it's more rare than the regular one. So pretty cool. Yeah, 90s refractors for me, like nothing's better. And a 9. So 1995 is one of the first Bowman's Best refractors, and that's really, really, I might actually freaking keep that one. Okay. So there's your refractor right there. Back in 95, that's where they put it. They didn't write refractor anywhere. It was just an R. This is one of my favorite cards because I think it's the earliest refractor I remember pulling out of a pack of Barry Sanders. I think that's right. I think it's the 95. Is the first Barry refractor I ever personally pulled out of a pack. So this is, you know, a memorable card for me for that back in Oak Harbor. We had a couple of card shops in Oak Harbor, and oh yeah. And that one got a 7. So still one of my favorite cards because of that reason. I think this is another black refractor. I was going to look for it, but yeah, it is a black refractor. Okay. This is 94 Stadium Club, but Bowman's Best had previews. And this is the Bowman's Best preview black refractor. So it's Stadium Club card in an 8, but you can see Bowman's Best black refractor. Another sweet looking card. This one, this one I just thought was, and when Brayson saw it, he's like, that card is one of my favorite cards because it's just really cool. And he was like, well, what do you think that's going to do? And I said, probably not good because of all the little intricacies of the points and edges. I can see right there. Look at that. See when I put it against my finger, right? Because it's tough, but it can't grade well, Bray. This is what I should have done like this. Put it in my camera. Like that. So anyway, EX 2000. You're going to see EX 2000 cards from 97, 98, 99 like do really well. This one got a 6, but kind of expecting that. You know what's crazy is I have a 5 berry coming up because I know I had a 5 and a 6, and you'll see why on the 5. This is really cool. This is the Rose Zero from Flair, number 5 of 250. Number 5 of 250. And then, so this goes like that. Right. Shows up pretty well, I imagine, there on your screen. And then that one got a 9. So very cool. Like I said, 10s are almost impossible to get for mid 90s, late 90s refractors and short print cards. So I'm definitely okay with 8s and 9s. Okay, this is going to be the biggest card in here, so I'm just going to wait on that for a second. I know that's the biggest card even before I sent it. This one is also really rare, right? 15 out of 150. This is the Skybox Rave. And a lot of people kind of flip through these cards and they never catch it. Because, you know, it's just, if you flip through these really quick, there's a lot of different colors and it's just purple is the difference. And a lot of people miss these, but on the back, you'll see it's out of 150. So it's just a lot of people will miss that because it wasn't very common in the 90s and stuff to do all that kind of thing. And that got an 8. So that is the Rave parallel. So not a refractor, but it is short print. And we say short print for 150 because it wasn't all those different parallels that you guys are used to now. Those I remember 30 years ago. Out of 150, out of 100, that was like that's like out of 5 and 10 nowadays, it seems. So think about like a berry that we just pulled 2024, you know, classics or Prism or something like that out of 10. That would be like the equivalent. This is Precious Metals. So Precious Metals, Flair metal is tough anyway. This is 1996 Flair metal. It's because a lot of that metal would come up. But that still got a 9. So that's really cool on the precious metal to get a 9. It's not the PMG. It's not the precious metal gems. It's just the precious metal. And then the emeralds are really cool too when they did the emeralds. This is probably the second or third biggest card in here. This is the pulsars from Flare Brilliance. So again, people might like, oh, Flare Brilliance, okay, cool. But the pulsars are really rare. And that got a 9. So I'm guessing that's still over 1,000 in a 9. That's my guess, right? Is in a 9, it's still over 1,000. All right, we got 3 more, and then the bigger card. This one, right? You can see again all the little even the little slices in between, right? It's just so much, so much. Look at all those little cuts right there. This is the refractor version, right? And I don't see a ton of issues. Now, when you get in there, you're going to have like the microscopes and all that stuff. But all those cuts is crazy. So that's my 5. But it's a really, just a eye appeal is still really good on that card. I mean, you can't tell like, oh my gosh, there's like a little ding right there on that cut. You can't really see from this point of view, like, oh, there's a minor scratch in here somewhere. So I don't know what I'll do with this one, but it's a really awesome card though. This one, there's the refractor part down there. So this is the 97 finest refractor. And that one got an 8. You can see most of my refractors got 8s, which again, that's fine. A lot of those refractors on 8s probably make them easier to sell for people because once they hit 9s, it's like multiple hundreds. And then once you hit 10s, now you're in the thousands. So I think being 8s kind of helps me get a bigger audience to sell those so I can rebuy the raw one. And then this one is another one. This is like the nuts and bolts. So you have that part inside, right? You have all those little minute, cuts, right? All those little minute cuts, all those little minute cuts. So this is the nuts and bolts, but it is the hardest refractor to get. It is the atomic version. So this card is definitely one of my favorites just because the atomic refractors are just nuts on these. You didn't know I was a big berry guy. Oh my goodness. I gotta get you follow me on different things. Yeah, I feel like I'm one of the bigger berry guys in the country. We're in a Barry Sanders group on Facebook, and so I posted on this. So hopefully we got some of those guys from our Barry Sanders group over here to check this out. Go Barry Sanders group. And that's a 7. But again, that card is just it's so cool looking. And then this one is the biggest one that I had sent. 59 out of 61. These cards are incredibly tough to find. This is the essential credentials, and then they have different ones. This is the future, essential credentials future, and it is extremely, extremely rare. And so that's from EX Century. So again, EX Century, right, from 97, 98, 99, those eras, is you get those rare inserts. It's crazy. Skybox Premium too. I know everybody talks about Topps Chrome and Ultra and Metal, but Skybox Premium, like if you look at basketball and some of those inserts from 98, 99 Skybox Premium, those are crazy. So that one got a 9. I think the gold is really cool on that. So that one got upgraded. So this one got upgraded from $20 submission to $300. To let you know that that's a big card, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, I was disappointed about the way they do it for upcharging to $300, but obviously I'm not disappointed in this card coming back a 9 because that's multiple thousand, I'm sure. All right. So anyway, a lot of those cards are going to be made available. Not just the berries, but the ones that I had shown from before. Right. All the other ones that I had shown from before, I'm going to start making those available. So if anybody wants to hit me up and make offers, you can do that. And then now what I'm going to do when I get done here is I'm going to go through my berry doubles box, I believe. So those that didn't know I was a big berry guy, there's his autograph helmet down there. So up here, right, these are all just, every card in here is a different card. So this is berry up until 1999. And then this is 2000s through today. And then the hits, autographs, jerseys, those kind of things. Same thing with Stafford, current Lions. That's Stafford doubles. Then there's a berry double box. So berry double box is like that with Staffords. If you guys didn't know, these are the best boxes to get for my PC. They're 5-row half lids, but they hold top loaders all across. The 5-row full lids do not. The 5-row half lids do. And you can see Lions hit, vintage Lions, Laker hits, right? Calvin Johnson, Calvin doubles. So appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. That was really cool. So thanks to Alex for doing that. And then I'm probably going to try and find more. Oh, I said that I was going to talk to you about my next submission. So my next submission, I think, and maybe a little bit more now, but I've narrowed it down to these cards. Okay. And I don't want to send all of these in because that's just a lot. But this is my next submission. Is focused on vintage through SGC. This is the Michael Jordan second year sticker. Again, obviously, I'm not expecting vintage to be, great conditions. You guys have seen my auctions where I've sold, 4s and 5s. This one, just because it's classic with the Budweiser helmet or hat. This one with the boa constrictor, just kind of fun. You have the Philly Fanatic back there. This one just because of, what's been going on. And this is 87 Topps Hogan. Here we have a 57 Luis Aparicio. This is 1921 Ed Roush, Cincinnati Reds, Cincinnati Nationals. A 1921 Ed Roush, right? You obviously have some paper loss on the back from 1921 Caramel. Here you have an old play ball of Ed Yost, right? Yost. Here we have an Enos Slaughter, 57 as well. Yep. Kurt Flood, believe that's Curt Flood's rookie. The Nolan, the reason I was going to do this one is because I think this is at least a 5. It's 1973 Steve Carlton and Nolan Ryan. I think it's a 5. I like the Sporting News All-Stars from 70. This is the Johnny Bench. Over here, you see the Hank Aaron, but I'm not sending that one in at this time because I was trying to narrow down. We have a really cool looking Bob Gibson from 64. 64. This is the mini rookie of Gary Carter. The Don Sutton rookie. This one is one of my favorites. You got Clemente and Hank Aaron on the, and Cepeda wasn't a slouch, but you have Clemente and Hank Aaron, and it's not too beat up. Here you have a Stan Musial, nice off-centered, obviously, but I like the early year Hall of Famers. Here's a Yaz 63. Yeah, 63. A little beat up, but good coloring on that. We have a Dave Winfield rookie. We have earlier Willie McCovey. We have a Jim Palmer. I'm not sure if I'm going to send this one, but we'll see. And then same thing with the earlier Jim Palmer. This is 68. If I send one, it'll probably be this one and not the 70. The Thurman Munson rookie. That'll get sent off because it's really pretty good. The Ricky Henderson rookie. Sold a couple of them on the stream. Have a couple more, but this one looks pretty decent. The Clemente, any full card playing day of Clemente, I eventually try to get sent off. This is the 62. And then the 65, right? 65? Yep. And then this is the post, 1963 post Willie Mays. And we have, obviously not going to be in great shape, but it's 1960 Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron in the first 10 years of his career always do well. We have the early Willie Mays. And that's a great picture. You know, obviously it's not going to come back graded well, but get it slabbed are always cool. And then this one was really neat. Again, not going to come back great, but graded Willie Mays always do well. We have the Johnny Padres. I don't believe this is his rookie. I want to say it's like third year maybe. Johnny Padres, very nice. Earlier Don Drysdale. This one is cool. This is my only playing days Campy card. So I wanted to give this. This one I actually might keep in my PC just because it's my only playing days Campy. Even though I don't really have a lot of PC. I guess I have more PC vintage than I do PC regular stuff. Like some of my Hall of Fame basketball vintage cards are graded. And then this one is the Ron Say rookie. So I'm trying to make a decision. I think I want to narrow it down to 20 SGC card submission is what I'm thinking. So any help on that in messages or Discord would be greatly appreciated. It's not like we're going to send the early year Superman sticker. So, anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. We went about an hour. That's kind of what I expected. And then I thought about that one too. That's the gold refractor. I just thought that would be cool to get cased up. Thanks for hanging out. I know there's only a few of you left in here, but really appreciate it. And remember, the rest of the day, I'm going to work on, well, for the next couple of hours, I'm going to work on getting the stream loaded, the store loaded for tomorrow's auction. So that way you guys can pre-bid tonight and into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's auction will go from 3 to 5 Pacific time. So 6 to 8 on the East Coast. And then hope to see everybody out there supporting like we always do. All right, make sure you check out Ben when he comes back on for more Finest Bricks release day. Till next time, love you all. Stay safe and take care, everyone.